How's it going, you guys? Calico MMA here. What a night of fight it was. What a night of fight it was, especially that main event. You know, a lot of people made their videos last night. They made them all and they uploaded them, late into the hours of the night. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for some people, uploading their videos. But as the champion, as the only person on MMA YouTube who seems to have gotten this one right, who seems to have known what Suga Sean O'Malley was going to be doing, what he was up to, what he was scheming, what he was planning on doing in this main event, how he was finna steal the show. He had a heist planned at UFC 292 in Boston, and he did it beautifully. He performed it beautifully. So as the champion, I decided to take the night off. We streamed for about 13 hours. We were live for a long time. We hung out after the main event was over. We watched the press conference on stream, and we had a really good time. We chatted shit. We had a number of people come in, and it was a very good time. But after that, I decided to take the night off. I decided to take the night off and go to sleep. As the champion, I deserved a good rest. My pick was so goddamn good, so accurate. I wish you guys would go back and watch that video. I know it's an old video. I know it's a video about a fight that has already happened, but please go back and watch the video just so you can see just how accurate we were in our first prediction here on the channel. Technically our second, because we did a live prediction of Vincent De Luque by decision, another underdog pick. So 2 for 2 underdog picks predicting the fights flawlessly, outcome and round. Easy here on Calico MMA. But we are going to come here and we're going to discuss about what the fuck happened in the main event of UFC 292. How it happened, why it happened, and how did I know it was going to happen? Did Sean text me? Did Dana text me? Did Hunter Campbell text me? Who texted me and let me know the script for UFC 292? Was it Chael Sonnen? Who was it? Who let me know? Or did I just know? Or did I write the script myself? Whoa, you alright there, buddy? Did I write the script myself? We're going to find out today in this video. That's why we're making it. A bit of a ramble video. So Sean O'Malley went out there. Let's talk about the first round. Sean O'Malley went out there and lost the first round. He did just enough to look good on the feet. The fight never really had to be judged by the clinching. Maybe you could say it was judged by the clinching a little bit because the striking was so close in the first round. And at the end, Aljo, pushed him up against the cage, closed distance very well, landed some nice shots, ended up taking the strike total over for himself by quite a large number whenever you take into those leg kicks into account. O'Malley was really getting his legs eaten up a little bit in the first round by Aljo. But Aljo takes the first round. I would say it was a close round up until about the last 20 seconds. And if you were there in the live stream, you would hear what I said. And I still think that this is completely accurate. Aljamain Sterling, at the end of that first round, did exactly what he's done in his whole title run to win fights. Just barely enough at the end of rounds or at some point in a round to take the round over for himself. Just slightly. Just ever so slightly. That's why he has so many split decision wins on his record. But Aljamain Sterling did just enough to win the first round. I graded it for him live. Personally, I thought that it wasn't a red flag, though. We didn't see anything too bad from Sean O'Malley in that first round. He was keeping his distance very well. He was honestly being the aggressor. He was kind of playing the role that we see Aljamain Sterling play a lot in these fights. The role of, I'm going to track you around the cage. I'm going to follow you around the cage. And whenever you try to circle out, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to keep your back to the cage. I want to keep you there. I'm a grappler. That's where I want to keep you. That's actually where Aljamain Sterling was in that first round. He had his back to the cage. Aljamain Sterling was being pressured and cut off by Sean O'Malley, which is kind of strange to see. But with all that being said, I still think Aljamain Sterling did enough to win the first round for himself. No big shots really landed in that first round. Sean wasn't really looking to land anything too crazy. There was actually a point really early in the fight where Sterling just left himself completely open, wide open, hands all the way down here, chin looking like this. And I honestly thought that Sean O'Malley was about to unload a spinning wheel kick right on his fucking stupid jaw and put him out right there in about the first minute of the fight. But that's not what happened. That's not quite what happened. But I knew that wasn't what was going to happen because we picked second round. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. I was a little worried. I was like, Aljo, keep your fucking hands up. Don't get spinning wheel kick knocked out in the first round yet. I want to get hype, but I want to be right. It's all about being right. It was all about being correct. It was never about the money. It was never about wanting the Suga Show to start. It was never about wanting Aljamain Sterling's reign to end. It was never about being a Sean O'Malley fan. It was never about any of this. It was simply about being correct. 100% correct, which we were. Might I add again. In between rounds, actually, let me backtrack a little bit. We talked about the first round, but I want to talk about before the fight. I was nervous. I was really nervous. If you go back and look at the live, or for anybody who was there during the live, thank you guys so much, by the way. J.A., Chase, Nikolai, who else was there? Oh my goodness, French fries. Western Mass Climber. Oh man, I almost said your bad alias there. Western Mass Climber. Who else was there? Everybody who was there live. Thank you so very much. Cosner. How could I forget Cosner? Of course. UTF. Rigo. Everybody who was there. Thank you guys so much. We had a very good time. I was nervous. JW as well. JWR. Thank you so much. Everybody who showed up. Before the fight, I was worried. I was nervous, you guys. Because Sean looked like scared. He looked scared. He looked very nervous and scared for his first title shot. He's walking out slow. He is walking out to a cringe song. He has the most cringe walkout songs, might I add. Sean O'Malley. Walks out to a cringe song, looking slow, looking nervous, looking like a deer in the headlights, to be completely honest. And Aljamain Sterling comes out, loud music. Very on brand, very for him. Aljamain Sterling is a loud guy, a very funky guy. Come out to a very exciting hype song. He's coming out, big energy, big high vibes, man. You know, high energy, good vibes from Aljamain Sterling on the walkout. And I was getting slightly nervous seeing this stuff. Sean O'Malley really felt like he was taking the moment in, almost in a way of saying, maybe we won't be back here again. Almost in a way of saying, maybe we won't ever be here again. And that had me nervous. That had me really nervous, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Almost in a way of let's take all this in. Let's take the title, all the title, everything in, the show, the main event, the Boston crowd. Let's take the pay-per-view in and soak it in, because we might not be here again. And on the other hand, Aljamain Sterling came out confident, like he's been here a million times, which he really has. You know, his 4th title defense now, his 5th title fight in total. Won't be his last one, you guys. Won't be his last one. He's going to fight Volkanovski. But even if he has to beat a contender, I think Aljo is going to get it done. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video as well. Stick around. Aljo was good vibes all the way out. And then they get to the cage, and Sean O'Malley walks off. He backs off. And he goes back to his corner, and Aljo is left standing there by himself with Bruce Buffer in the middle of the octagon. And I am thinking, what the fuck is happening right now? Is Sean O'Malley nervous? Is he horribly nervous and scared of Aljamain Sterling? And that's what I was thinking. Is he horribly nervous and scared of Aljamain Sterling right now? And he looked it. He looked nervous. He looked scared. And I was really worried. I was borderline thinking that I had been sent the wrong script, or that my script had been changed on the fly. I was so confused. I was about to get Dana on the phone. I was about to get Hunter Campbell on the phone. I thought that my script was being changed on the fly, but then I just assumed this is Sean playing mind games. He has to be playing mind games. He has to be playing nervous. He has to be making Aljo think, man, I'm about to come out and I'm about to try to kill this guy. I'm about to come out. I'm about to try to take him down. He's nervous, man. Before he gets his swagger back in this fight, let's try to pressure him while his nerves are high. Before he lands a good combination in this fight and gets his swagger back, let's pressure him now. Aljo did try to do that a little bit. He tried to do that more in the second round than anything, you know. But we'll talk about that. But before the fight, it was low energy, looking bad for Sugar Sean O'Malley. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous. Going into the second round now. Let's talk about the second round. Let's talk about where it all ended, what happened, what transpired in the second round of Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. Sean slips, and I went back and watched all of your guys' live reactions. I went back and watched everybody's live reactions, man. Oh, Sean slipped! Sean slipped! Oh, giggle, giggle. You guys are giggling about a grown man slipping? You guys are laughing about a grown man slipping, giggling about another man jumping on top of another grown man to snuggle him after he slips. Why has the sport delved into this? We like punching. We like fighting. Let me remind everybody. Okay. Sean is able to get up here. He didn't do what I thought he was going to do. I thought that if Sean really ended up on the ground at any point in this fight, even if it was 10 fucking seconds into a round after a slip, he might just concede and not risk trying to get up and get tripped, get taken back down, get jumped on, get backpacked, get in any shape or form in a bad position against Aljamain Sterling. I thought that's what we were going to see. But that's not what we saw. Sean O'Malley gets up, does very good getting to his feet and creates beautiful separation. Aljo does land some big shots up against the cage. And everybody there is just getting so hyped, but little did they know. Go back and watch my stream, you guys. Please. I implore you to go back and watch the stream. We called it. We called it as it was happening. I said, right before it happened, Aljo, you're boxing? You don't want to box? Box. Why are you boxing, Aljo? Stop boxing. Come on, Sean. Box with him. Bam. Aljo comes in just as we called. Goofy. Trying to close distance. He's so goofy. He's so awkward. Trying to close distance. Sean catches him with a beautiful counter right hand. A la Conor McGregor. Obviously, Conor's was a left hand. But holy shit, you guys. He puts him down badly. We talked about in that video if we thought that if Sean put him down but didn't knock him out, if Sean was going to follow him to the ground. I kind of said I didn't think that he would. I said I wasn't 100% sure. I'm not going to say I didn't think he would. I just said I wasn't sure. I said it would be interesting to see. And he did. Sean O'Malley has some vicious standing ground and pound. He's very lanky. He has very long toothpick arms, Q-tip arms. Yeah, his standing ground and pound is vicious. It's disgusting. It's nasty. He finishes Aljamain Sterling. And everybody is saying, this is a bad stoppage. This is a bad stoppage. This is a bad stoppage. What the heck? What the heck? For one, the ref should have called it off. He gave Aljo plenty of time to do something here. Aljo, you're supposed to be the grappler, dude. You're supposed to be the jiu-jitsu phenom. You're supposed to be that fucking guy. Grab Sean O'Malley's long-ass arm and get him in a triangle. Go for a submission. Start trying to threaten something here instead of getting punched in the face over and over and over again after you get dropped brutally with a counter shot. And then Aljo gives up his back. I hate this from fighters. I hate that fighters are allowed when they're getting punched in the face. Look, these are legal shots. You are allowed to get punched here. 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 All of these shot places you can get punched. You are not allowed to get punched here in the back of your head. That is a rule to protect fighters. So why are fighters allowed to roll over and tuck their face in like this, where the only place you're allowed to get hit is the back of the head? Once you do that, I think you are registering yourself defenseless because you are doing something that makes absolutely no sense. You are exposing the most vulnerable spot to your head to your opponent for them to pound it in and kill you. If this was olden days, if this were caveman days, Sean O'Malley would have killed Aljamain Sterling. Let me let you guys know that. He would have started landing elbows to the back of his head and bashed it in. That's all I'm going to say. This is silly. This is silly that people are trying to say that this was a bad stoppage. Aljamain Sterling is doing something that makes absolutely no sense, giving up the back of his head to be ground and pounded in by Sean O'Malley. What is Sean O'Malley going to do? Start punching him where he's not allowed to punch him? Or he just has to stop punching him? What are his options here? Stop punching him, or punch him where he's not allowed to punch him? Let me know, you guys. Outside of that, I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. Aljo, a big respect to Aljo for coming out. He did a post-fight interview with Rogan on the mic right after the fight, and then he also did, I think, the longest interview out of anybody. I'd have to double check that, but one of the longest. It was a long one. It wasn't like a quick little 5 minutes and I'm out. It was like a 20+ minute interview to the press afterwards, where he talked about wanting a rematch. I don't think we're going to see a rematch. I don't think the UFC will allow such a thing to happen. I think that we will see him getting the Alex Poatan Pereira treatment. I think he's going to be forced to go up in weight. And probably given the Volkanovski title shot. Or a sweet fight. A sweet winnable fight. Like a big name. Winnable fight at 145. Man, imagine if they convinced Aldo to come back. And they did an aljo at 145. That would be very entertaining. That'd be so entertaining. That would be so unbelievably entertaining. Winner gets a title shot. Fuck it. Winner gets a title shot against Volk. Fuck it. That would be so unbelievably entertaining. That'd be a good fight to bring Aldo back for. And I think Aljo would actually not do what Merab did and look to have an entertaining fight, which is what he tried to do against Sean O'Malley tonight, and it just didn't work out in his favor. Man, what a good day of fights and good night of fights it was, you guys. Thank you to everyone again who stopped into the live stream. We had a very amazing time. Not much else to say, you guys. The Sugar Show has started. Everyone who didn't ride with the Calico MMA pick, I'm sorry. It's tough. It happens sometimes, but hopefully you don't do that in the future. Hopefully you guys ride with me on the next pick. It's crazy. Everybody's saying, "Ooh, nobody predicted this." I watched the Guru video. Oh, nobody predicted the Guru reaction. Nobody predicted that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I literally predicted it. Word for word, beat for beat, bar for bar, flow for flow. Easily. We wrote the script. Thank you guys so much. You have a good rest of your day. We're out. Peace.